back. We're going on to number 9 in the World Explorers, and we did quite a bit of work on the last video talking about Columbus, and I'll set my timer for 10 minutes. We talked about Columbus coming over to the New World and encountering the continent of North America. And one thing we didn't get into was many of the routes of the various explorers throughout North America, and I kind of wanted to just highlight those so that they're a little easier to see. Let's do this one up here. This is one of the Leif Erikson of one of the Vikings explorers. And you can see, we'll just highlight that line. We'll use a yellow to make that stand out. Okay, and you can see that probably started from the island of Greenland. So why don't we go ahead and label that very, very large island. Now, if you talk about Greenland, it's kind of fun to also talk about Iceland. And the funny thing is, it's ironic, but Iceland is actually greener than Greenland, and Greenland is icier than Iceland. So it's kind of a little bit of a opposite there. But you can label Greenland and Iceland. That would be a nice addition to your map. And as we're doing this, we can remember there's a lot of coastline up here, obviously around this really big island of Greenland and Iceland, and getting into all these islands up in Canada. Okay, all right, so you'll be doing this little by little. Okay, let's go to a couple more explorers' routes. You can see Peary and Hansen. Maybe I'll use a red for that one. This is the famous trip up to the North Pole by Admiral Peary and Matthew Henson. Okay, kind of went up right next to Greenland, right up toward the pole. Okay, we got that one. And then we talked a little bit about Henry Hudson. Maybe I could use maybe go with an orange for that one. You don't have to use the same colors I'm using, but you can see how the color makes it stand out a little bit better. Now, Hudson traveled up to Canada, and I believe they named the Hudson Bay after him. So let's go ahead and label that Hudson Bay. Okay, good. We've got the Lewis and Clark. Maybe we could do a green for that. Starts right about here. You can see it also follows the Missouri River. We talked about how they would use rivers to get around. You may end up labeling that river too. Okay. Let's see if that Missouri River is in my list. Yes, it is. So, why don't we First we'll take a blue and highlight that. Brings you right up to the Rockies. And we can label it right above. Missouri, Missouri River. Okay, I'll check that off my list. Let's see what other. There's another explorer called Coronado right here. Okay, let's use a brown to highlight that one. You'll be doing more research on these explorers. Your teacher will be going over a lot of these different routes and the explorers that follow these routes. Okay. We've got the Mississippi there. Maybe we should highlight that too. That's the longest river in North America, the Mississippi. And maybe we can squeeze that in. Getting kind of tight now, so maybe I can fit it right along. Let's see if I can do it. M-I-S-S-I-P-P-I. Mississippi. That's fine. Excellent. Okay. Let's see what else we've got. We've got that Hudson Bay. Maybe we could put a little blue in there. Oh, Ponce de Leon. That's one that took place down around Florida and the Caribbean. Let's use an orange for that one. You can see the peninsula of Florida right there. Okay. Oh, and LaSalle. There's another one in there we should put. Maybe a brown for LaSalle. That went right along the Mississippi up toward the Great Lakes. All right, so these are some of the more famous explorers' routes. Okay, and you can put some. Now we did Greenland. Let's also label the Hawaiian Islands. Hawai. And then is islands. Take a little bit of blue and just highlight around that group of islands. Okay, we've got the biggest island up here, Greenland. You want to put a little bit of blue around that little island of Bermuda there too. We didn't bother to label it, but you can also go around these Caribbean islands down here, Hispaniola, Puerto Rico, a lot of little ones in here. Put a little bit of blue over them, make them stand out. Okay. It's a little hard to tell what's land and what's water if you don't put this blue shading here. You can see there's so many lines up here, but once you get those islands shaded around, it'll be a lot clearer what's water and what's land. Now that's going to take you a little bit of time. Take your time. the slower you go, the neater it will come out. Okay, if you're a cartographer, you have to be patient and work slowly. Okay, if you work quickly, your map will come out kind of messy. All right. So I think we did quite a bit on that topic today of the North America explorers. And like I said, there's a lot of coastline to work on, and you can kind of work on that. That'll take you a little while, and after you're able to do that, we can move on to, maybe in the next video, we can move on to South America. Okay, well, thanks a lot. We'll see you.